It is Tuesday, April 30th, 2019, 12:50 p.m. It is cold outside, and it has been for a long time. Still jacket weather. I was wearing gloves today, and it doesn't look like it's really. I mean, throughout the next couple of weeks, looks like it's gonna go up in double digits and stuff, but it's still gonna probably be cold. So that's annoying. It's been cold for like 8 months now, and we're gonna have like 4 months of warm weather, and then it's back to winter. I'm legitimately upset at this point. Like usually by around like the start of May, it starts to get like, at least my eyebrows like wet. At least sweater weather. Nope. It's still cold as hell. So actually pretty annoyed about that. I don't really like to complain about weather a lot, but that is very annoying. Especially considering, again, 4 months of warm weather coming up. If that. I don't even think May is gonna be that warm. I think May is gonna be like a sweater weather, and then it's gonna get warm. So neato. Neato. So gotta get my tires changed for my car still. May is coming up tomorrow starting, and then I got the whole summer of concerts and stuff. I believe this is all the tickets I have. Pretty thick. First one is Bring Me the Horizon, May 17th, so 2 weeks this Friday. Super excited about it. I got my playlist ready. I'm gonna start listening to that as of Friday or whatever it is, and yeah, it's gonna be cool. Really excited about that. Finished listening to Scarlord on the new playlist to make sure everything is as I want it. So that's that. Game of Thrones last season episode 3 aired this week, and it was pretty good. It was like an hour, I think just under an hour and a half, and it was like the battle of Winterfell. It was a little slow in my opinion. It was good. It was just, I don't know. It felt like it was just slow. But yeah, it was really tense the entire time. Oh my god, I felt like I was sitting like this a lot of the time. So it ends with Arya being the goddamn hero and shanking the Night King. So she jumps up from behind him when he's about to touch Bran, and she jumps up behind him. He grabs her neck and the arm that she has the knife in, and she's like, you know what? Screw it. She drops the knife, catches it with her free hand, shanks the dude, and then the undead army is destroyed. It was baller as hell. I literally, as soon as that happened, I jumped up as if the Leafs just won the cup, and I was just like, yes! Yeah! Like, oh, I was so hyped. That was such a hype ending. I've watched it a couple times now. It was so hype. There's actually a shirt that I kind of want to buy. It's like the Air Jordan, but instead of Air Jordan, it says Arya, and it has a picture of her, like a red silhouette of her jumping. So, might do that. What else is there? Next week we start a project for 741, which is networking stuff. I'm really nervous because I really don't know what's going to be on it. I've been taking a lot of notes on this, as to how to actually do stuff. So hopefully if I, when we get the stuff, I can just kind of reference that notepad and be like, okay, I got to do this to install this, and this, and hopefully it'll be done. Ideally, I'd like to be finished by Wednesday at the latest, just so that way I can kind of go, have the next couple of days off, but then like do some shopping. I wanted to get some jeans and stuff, some new jeans, maybe some ripped jeans. Can't believe I'm saying that, but yep, there's that. But that's that. I've been studying. I've been really slacking off lately in terms of studying. So this week I'm coming back with full force, doing my full like reviews, like hour-long reviews of networking and stuff. And I want to start doing. So basically, 742 is the next course after this project, and it's the final course of like this Microsoft server thing. And it's gonna have after 4 weeks. In the fourth week, it's a project as well. So what I want to do is during that fourth week, I want to write ideally at least my Network Plus certification. But I would also like to write 740, potentially even 741, because that'd be cool. Oh shit, because that'd be cool. So we'll see. That is like 5 weeks away, so plenty of time to study. So ideally, I like to do that. All 3 would be pretty awesome, but at least 1, kind of would like 2. Ideally, all 3. But yeah, that's the plan there. One of the big things is that I think I'm finally taking a break from WoW. It's been a long time coming. I honestly, as soon as I stopped being, progression raider, I really, really enjoyed the time off. Not having to worry about logging on for raids was so nice. Not having to worry about, progression for my character was so nice. And last month, my WoW subscription renewed, and I got the email, and I was like, I don't know why. Like, should I even keep this? Because I'm not playing. I literally logged on. Since that resub, I think I've logged on once for the Crucible of Storms release. which was a couple weeks ago, and that's it. And I'm gonna log on tomorrow, because that's when they're doing Heroic Crucible of Storms, and ideally, hopefully, get the second boss, so it's the last boss, to make a video of it. If not, that's gonna be it, because my subscription ends May 2nd. I turned off automatic resubbing, and I made it so I'm not gonna be paying a subscription anymore for the time being. And it's been something that, like, I think I talked about this even last year with Legion. Like, I just felt burnt out. Like, I was so, like, maybe if I keep, if I don't play a lot and only come on for raids, it'll be easier. And no, it didn't. It just honestly just kept getting worse and worse, and I never really got that spark to play again. BFA kind of actually reignited it for like maybe a week or two, but it was just short-lived. So yeah, taking a break, and I feel so good. It feels so nice. Like, I have time for other stuff now. I'm not logging on just for the sake of logging on and like, oh, I have to do these world quests, I have to do a Mythic Plus, I have to come to raid, even if it's on Tuesdays. Oh, I'm paying a sub to play like 1 day a week. So it's nice. I told my guild leader, didn't seem to mind. I'm probably gonna make a video. See, I don't know if I want to make a video or not on WoWaholics. I probably will, to be honest. I don't really like making those videos, but just so everyone who actually watches my videos knows, I'm trying to make it short and just let them know I'm probably taking a break. Whether or not that second or boss video or not comes out, let them know that if it isn't out, it won't be coming out, and if it is out, that'll be the last one for the time being. I do have a couple other videos I think I have footage for that I wanted to make a video of, so maybe one day if I get around to it, I'll do that. But otherwise, for the time being, taking a break, and I think it'll be good. I don't imagine. I mean, again, I don't know. Maybe a couple months from now, I'm like, oh, I really want to play WoW, and that'll be that. But I think at the very least, what I'm thinking in my head, what's going to happen is at the very least, it'll take me to the end of the year. I don't think WoW Classic will bring me back. I really don't care about WoW Classic. We'll see though. But I think until the end of the year, I could probably hold out, and then maybe by then, maybe the itch will come back. I don't know. Like last time. So basically, the last time I took a break was Mist of Pandaria, and I was off for like I think a year and a half or something like that. I think I quit literally just before Siege of Orgrimmar came out or something like that. I don't remember. And that was not the longest. I think that was one of the times, and I quit intermittently throughout MOP, and then I think Cataclysm was like a year and a half, 2 years that I quit. So not even, was it? No, because ICC came out. I stopped playing before that, and it came back like a month after I don't know, but yeah, I'm taking a break, and I think it was like I said, it was a long time coming. The one thing that was keeping me in there was like I want to keep making these videos. Like I like having that little bit of income from YouTube, and I like having these. I want to get these achievements done because like I want to have these achievements, and I was just like, why do I care so much? Like this is like, who cares? Like if I take a break, like why am I playing a game that I don't like just to get stuff that I don't care about? Like I care about, obviously I want achievements, but like why do I care about it so much that I'm willing to pay $15 a month and play this game I don't want to feel like playing? So I've kind of let that go. Whether or not I get ahead of the curve, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. If I'm not playing, I'm not playing. I'm not gonna get a lot of the achievements that are really better to do now than later, and that's fine. But yeah, it is what it is, man. I just thought about how the one achievement that I wish I could do is the one, the PvP to get 1,000 honor in each zone. That sucks. That I'm not gonna get those, because those, if it's not in BFA, it's gonna be hard as shit to get those. This one like loot, oh, it's gonna be so hard to get those. Whatever, it is what it is, man. I'm not gonna worry about it because I don't feel like playing WoW. So like right now I have that feeling of dread, like, oh, just do it, man. But at the same time, like I do not want to even log on. Like I have no interest in playing WoW. So who knows how long it'll be, but I feel good about it. But yeah, I might make a video, let them know, taking a break. And to be honest, I this kind of ties in with the whole thing of me not wanting to make TLDR videos anymore. I was looking at it, and I don't know if I talked about this already, but I was looking at it and I was like, you know what? Like, I think the TLDRs have run their course. When I started making TLDRs, no one else, as far as I knew, at least no one that was mainstream, was making quick guides. And I like to credit myself with contributing to the rise of quick guides. I don't necessarily think that I'm the one that made them popular. I think LOS Gaming had a larger impact than I did. However, I think I definitely still had an impact in that community. And what I wanted happened. I wanted to, back when I was raiding in MOP, I remember going into what's that dungeon called, or raid called? Heart of Fear, maybe? I think it was Heart of Fear. And no, yes, I don't know. But I remember going in there and being like, Throne of Thunder, that's what it was. I remember going to Throne of Thunder and being like, I have literally no idea what to do with these bosses. Because that day or the day before, I spent like 2 hours watching fat boss guides, and I wasn't even halfway done the whole dungeon or whole raid. And I made like notes so that way I could reference them before each pull. Like, okay, this guy is this, and I was still so confused. And I hated it. I remember clearing trash and thinking, man, I wish there was a guide, like a 3-minute guide that I could watch while we clear trash. So going into the fight, I could have a quick refresher, kind of understand what's going on, and that's that. And there was none of that. That didn't exist back when I needed it. And so I made it myself. Actually ended up, which is funny because I didn't want to learn fights the long way. I ended up doing it even longer because I did actually research all these fights and all that stuff. So yeah, but now that's there. Now many people make those. Many people make them a lot better than I do also. So I don't know. I kind of want to retire the TLDRs, and I want to figure out something that is missing. When I came with the TLDRs, I helped fill a hole that was missing in the WoW guide community. And now that hole has been filled many times over. It's been concreted over. There's no breaking it. And so and I've been thinking about this for a while. I've been thinking, what do I want to do? What could I do that is something that no one else is doing, or no one else is doing correctly, or as good as I could do it? I don't know what that is. It took me a long time to come up with the TLDR stuff, and maybe I'll never come up with something now. I don't know, but that's just something I'm thinking about. I got plenty of time, to think about it, I'm sure, before I start playing WoW. But yeah, so that's something that's big. I was thinking maybe I could just stick to raid achievements and stuff, because to be honest, I don't think a lot of people are doing raid achievements the way I do them. I don't see them. The quick guides for raid achievements, I don't see that. So that's something that I keep doing. Definitely I'll be interested in that, unless that gap is filled when I come back. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. That's something I'm thinking about. And the last thing I want to talk about is I've been reading Steve Daniels' book. So I just finished it, or I just finished all the other Leaf stuff I was reading. Finally finished all that, and I'm reading Steve Daniels' book, and I'm actually 100 pages in or something like that. And it was actually really good. It's actually really funny, really thoughtful, and just really well written. I'm really, 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 really enjoying it. And there's been a couple of things he said in the book that really just kind of made me think, and stuff that I've already thought about, but it's stuff that just really makes me think. Because he said that when he was in high school, someone convinced him to take an AV class. A drama class. He switched one of his classes. I think it might have actually been AV. He switched it to drama. And he's like, if that person had not convinced me to do that, I would not have been, my career trajectory would have not been this way. And the second thing was that when he met his now wife, his girlfriend at the time, she worked at Future Shop, and she because she worked at Future Shop, and he was at some school for not journalism, video production, something like that. I don't remember, but he was doing something with that, and he's like, and his girlfriend said, I can get you a discount on stuff because I work at Future Shop. And so he said, yeah, I can use a webcam. Like I just kind of like a backup in case, I need absolutely like a last resort in case I need to film something for school. But I don't really have a use for it otherwise. So she got him that webcam. And I remember the chapter that when he talks about this, he said he went to his friend's house and that was the day that he asked that girl to be his girlfriend. It was actually like April 25th. So it was actually, anniversary coming up, or came up. And so he went to that. He asked her to be his girlfriend. She said yes, and he got that webcam. And the chapter ends by saying he left his friend's house that day, unknowing that day changed the rest of his life, because he left his friend's house that day with not only a girlfriend who would become his wife, he also left with a $29 webcam that would literally become his career. That's crazy to me. I think about that all the time. Changes, or not changes. What am I talking about? Decisions. Life situations that have impacted your life, and what stuff have I done, or what's happened to me that I will think back to? Wow, that was the catalyst for this. And I think about that all the time. I think I've already talked about this before. I think about that all the time. And sometimes, if you want to get deep, you can go back as far back, as far back as, okay, this was when the decision was that affected this part of my life. Now, going even further back, let's think about, when mom and dad decided to have me, before that, like it goes all the way back so many times over. But it's just crazy to me. And it's just crazy to think about, like, 10 years from now, what am I going to look back on nowadays that is like, oh, damn, that changed stuff for me. I'm sure the layoff is going to do some stuff. It's going to be the catalyst for a lot of things. I think school, definitely. But what else? Like, what else am I doing or saying or learning? What haven't I done? Where could my life have been different in both in a positive and negative way had I done that. So that's just stuff I've been thinking about, and it's just crazy to me. Something so simple, getting a girlfriend and getting a $29 webcam. Two major things in his life. So yeah, I'm thinking about that. And I guess kind of similar to that is, for whatever reason, I've been feeling very like self-reflective lately, and I've been trying to become, like, I've been doing this for a while, but I've been trying to become like a better version of myself. And the weed smoking is definitely something that has, is a part of the reason I do that, is to try to kind of get into my mind and figure stuff out. But my brother sent me like an excerpt from something he was reading about the ego, and it was about how parents kind of hold on, they criticize what you do because they don't want you to, they only have that association of being a parent, and if they lose that, they lose their identity and stuff. It was an interesting quote, and I wanted to read that book. But I also started thinking, like, I kind of want to read is something about AA. And the reason I want to do that is because maybe there's something in the book about AA that I can apply to my life, like a philosophy, a way of thinking, a way of being critical, a way of reflecting, just something that I can maybe apply to my life. Even though I'm not obviously in the program, it's something to kind of understand myself better. But secondly, with me wanting to connect better with my family, I think this would be a great way for me to understand what Matt's going through being in AA, and understanding kind of the processes he has to go through to kind of, I don't know, this is stuff he has to go through, I guess, while he's in AA, and he's kind of having a better understanding of of all of it, where he's at, just, I don't know. I think it'd be almost like a bonding experience. So I asked him if I could borrow a book, and he said the Big Book. So that's something I'm definitely going to read into. And I'm probably going to borrow some. He said he reads a lot of books, like the Ego book he was talking about. So I might borrow some of those. Just, I don't know. Like, there's part of me that really wants to be, self-reflective and thoughtful and be a better person. So, and I think that's, it's exciting for me almost, because it's like, I feel like I'm building myself and I'm being a better person. But for whatever reason, I can't help but get this thought out of my head that I'm doing this for someone else. Like, the thought that keeps coming back in my head is, I can't, I want to become this better person so that when I meet a girl that one day I ended up dating, ideally, for the rest of my life, she can see how good of a person, how I've matured, or how my thought process has matured. It's like, that's something I want to work on. Is that I definitely want to do this for me, but I want this to primarily be for me, not for someone else. And there's other things that I want to work on as well, but yeah. So that's something I'm thinking about. And yesterday, and Theo Vaughn is a guy that I had no idea about. I watched a random Joe Rogan podcast with him, thought he was hilarious, started following him a bit, and he has his own podcast called This Past Weekend, and I didn't expect it to be like, I've been watching it for a little bit, like maybe a month now, but like I didn't expect it to be that. I thought it was gonna be like a funny podcast like Bill Burr's or Chris D'Elia's. It wasn't. I mean, there's definitely funny moments to it, but it's a lot more serious than I thought it was. He's a recovering alcoholic, and this past episode, you could tell he was kind of sad. You could tell, you could see it in his eyes. He was sad, and throughout the video he cried a little bit, because he was talking about his dad. He was talking about how his dad had Theo when he was like 60 or something years like that, 60 years old or something like that, and he died. Theo's dad died when Theo was 16 and his dad was 86. And he was saying that because his dad was so old, everyone, all his friends used to make fun of Theo's dad. And Theo was embarrassed about his dad being so old, so he joined in on the jokes and stuff. And he never really let himself get too close, because maybe there was this fear of, knowing his dad was going to die eventually. And you could tell how remorseful he was. And I think he's on step 4, he was saying. And just kind of going through the things that kind of he's caught up on, or hung up on rather, and how they're affecting his life. And he was talking about that. And I was just like, he was talking about how he, by him being judgmental, he closes himself, like he closes himself off to having an interaction with certain people. Like, oh, look at this person was this, or has that, or whatever. And it's like, okay, he's closing off that interaction, but he's also closing off that interaction with them to him. Because maybe if he wasn't so judgmental, they could do something, without even knowing it, that an interaction they could have could be a positive experience for him, like some sort of catalyst. And I don't know, that was a very interesting episode. I'm gonna reference it here just in case I ever want to rewatch it in the future. But yeah, it was I don't know, it was really thoughtful. It was a really good episode overall. Episode number 194. It's called A Whole Lot of Life, and yeah, it was really good. So a couple things off my mind, off my chest. I'm gonna go study now, and do whatever else. Oh, also, I got all the I don't know why I just randomly started getting hype over the, not hype, but a little bit interested in the Marvel comic universe. So I decided to check out, get all of the Marvel movies and ordered them in order of release, and so I'm gonna watch them eventually. I think if I can watch it at 2x speed, all of them are like, I think the longest one is Endgame. It's like 3 hours, but like everything else like 2-ish hours. So if I speed it up 2 times, which would be nice, it would end up being about an hour each. So there's 20 movies right now, but there's 2 that came out this year that I don't have right now. There's Captain Marvel and there's of course Endgame, which just came out last week. So want to watch those. Kind of, I don't know, I'm interested in that, and maybe it's a little bit of the DC universe as well. I got Fear the Walking Dead though. I got to catch up on. So a whole season and a half. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna go now. Peace out. I don't know why I said it so weird.